Howdy y'all, I hope you guys are all doing well, I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you guys are healthy. Today's video is going to be a short, basically a story time of probably the worst transaction on Grailed that I've ever experienced, and a couple of you guys asked for this from my previous video of when I showed you guys the Stottsball pants, and I'm happy to provide this one. It is hilariously infuriating, and I hope none of you ever have to go through a transaction like this. But just in case you do, maybe this video can kind of give you a little bit of guidance of what you can do because of it, if that makes sense. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh, and I love talking about clothes and personal style. So if you're brand new and you like what you watch, feel free to subscribe if you feel so inclined. And if you're coming back, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for the continued support. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So just as a quick disclaimer before I actually start this entire video, my experience will not be your experience. I can't guarantee that transactions will go well on Grailed, but more often than not, 99% of the time, they go pretty smoothly, and a lot of sellers are very professional with what they sell. And you will get your items hopefully soon, or communication of updates of when you are going to get your items. That's neither here nor there. If you don't know what Grailed is, it's just a secondhand market for street culture and clothing that, you know, Grailed takes their portion out, which is 9%, PayPal takes their portion out, which I believe is 4%, I could be wrong, but yeah. Grailed is a great place that connects people who love clothing, essentially, and that's why I choose to use it, is because a lot of the things that I'm looking for can very easily be found on Grailed. For a very long time, I've wanted a pair of Stottsball pants, and I was finally ready to kind of go out and buy one. There are not very many on Grailed. There are a couple of listings of Stottsball stuff, but the production numbers are rather low, them being a smaller brand, which I kind of appreciate. But I was able to finally find this pair of Stottsball like canvas trouser in black brown contrast stitching. This was from spring summer 2019 Stones Beneath the Earth collection. Love the collection, love what Stottsball does, and so finally found a listing of a pair of pants that I really wanted, and so I decided to check this whole thing out. So I look at the seller, and they have actually zero feedback, which is quite a bit of a red flag, but they had one transaction conducted, and I assumed that that transaction was they bought something off Grailed, which usually is kind of like no feedback is very iffy, but I kind of rationalized it myself as all sellers have to start from somewhere, so somebody has to take a chance with what they're selling. This was the only thing that they were selling, and I said, I don't usually find these pants or really any other Stottsball pants in my size very often, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take the chance of purchasing them. So I had messaged the seller, and you know, communication was fine. I mean, we had come to an agreement to where we both settled with a price that we're comfortable with, and so I had promptly made the purchase. Almost immediately, a tracking number was sent to me via PayPal, and I was like, wow, they're pretty on top of things, okay. And when looking at that tracking number immediately, it said package and pre-shipment, which is totally understandable. First day, they probably haven't shipped it out yet, so not a big deal. So about 3 business days pass, and I check on that tracking number again, and it looks like that package has not moved. That package is still in pre-shipment, meaning the label was created, but USPS did not actually have the package in hand just yet. So I was like, that's kind of weird. Usually they ship out within a couple of business days. Grailed policy is the seller must ship their item out within 7 business days of the actual transaction. So I gave it another 24 hours, so at this point it's about 4 days after the purchase, and still nothing. So I decided to message the seller, and absolutely nothing. Kind of fast forwarding a bit, a week later, 7 business days later, still absolutely no movement, still in pre-shipment, still just nothing. So I was like, you know what? it's hit Grailed's policy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and contact Grailed, see what happens. And what Grailed had said, or Grailed's response, was to basically shut down their account. So after Grailed had basically shut down their account, I decided to get PayPal involved just so that I could get my money back and just kind of call it a day. Hopefully that'd be the end of that. So I call PayPal and eventually finagle my way around and get to a representative. And so I opened up a claim where they just didn't ship out the item. And so their process is that they have, I believe it was 2 weeks to respond. So PayPal would send them a message, the case is opened, PayPal would send them a message, and then if they don't respond in 2 weeks, I just flat out get my money back. I don't have to send the pants back or anything. If I get them, like, no communication just means that I get my money back in 2 weeks, which is fine. So I'm like, all right, fine. Another week passes, and basically I'm like, you know what? If she's just not gonna message back, I'm just gonna get my money back and just call it a day. I don't even have the pants, and I just want my money back at this point. So maybe a week later, so at this point it's 2 weeks since the original purchase, the seller actually messages me in the case on PayPal and says, sorry, I've been busy, and I just dropped off the package at a post office like an hour ago, and so it's on the way. So I'm like, it's already been 2 weeks and this is the first message you've sent me. This is the first message that she has sent me since I made the purchase. And I'm just like, what is this? So I eventually, I'm just like, fine. I get my pants. Sounds good. No big deal. It didn't take very long, maybe 4 days. So 2.5 weeks later, I get the pants in and I see this. The package has busted open in transit, which not necessarily their fault. So, I mean, no harm done so long as the pant is okay. Take it out of the packaging and I get met with this. Now, at this point, I am just so frustrated, so over the whole situation, and so I was like, this is kind of trash. They very knowingly damaged the product and had no communication asking me if either that was okay, or I wanted a refund, or if we could renegotiate the price, whatever it is. No communication whatsoever. Bummer. Really, really irritating, super annoying. So I decided to see if I could seek a partial refund. And I asked, I believe it was Grailed. Yes, I believe I asked Grailed if there was any situation in which they could conduct a partial refund, and they said you have to organize that with the seller yourself. And I was like, well, their account is frozen, so they can't even message me back on Grailed, and so they were like, okay, we unfroze it, defrosted it. They unfroze that Grailed account so that they could message me back, so I sent them a rather long message saying that you weren't transparent with this transaction, and so I got a product not in the condition that you had advertised, so I would like some sort of a partial refund. At this point, days pass. I think it's 3 days pass after that. So effectively 3 weeks after the initial purchase, and they go, I don't know what partial refund you want because you already got this pant under what I paid for it. I don't care. You damaged the product and you gave me something that wasn't as advertised. I don't understand how this is okay. I mean, she said, I understand why you're upset, but at the same time, she didn't feel the need for any partial refund and got a little snarky about it. She had said, I'd be more than happy to pay you for the supplies that you need to repair this button, which was $2. And I was like, man, this is kind of lame. So 3 weeks after the initial transaction, at this point I'm fuming. I'm just so annoyed with this whole situation that I honestly just gave up. I was like, this isn't worth it. It's not worth my time to worry about this whole situation. So what I decided to do was kind of lay out exactly what the seller did wrong in a message, just so that they didn't kind of screw over the next person if they sold on Grailed after this. They had told me that they were unaware that Grailed has a policy that sellers must ship their items within 7 days of purchase. If you're selling on a platform, understand their terms and conditions, their policy, please. It makes everything so much more smooth. But in that message that I had sent back, I was like, you know what, fine, whatever, I have the pants, I can fix them myself, it's no big deal. So I wrote a very objectively worded message on Grailed detailing exactly what went wrong, just so that they could kind of fix it for the future. 1. She didn't ship within 7 days, leading to her account being frozen, meaning she could not message me through Grailed. 2. No communication whatsoever until I threatened a chargeback. PayPal does send you contact information, so she could have emailed me very easily. 3. They damaged the item prior to actually shipping it out and still decided not to contact me. Communication is key, people. Communication, please. So at the end of the day, I closed the case and I decided to just leave it at that and just deal with what I had. They did reply to the message and this was really weird for me, but they did reply saying that they had learned their lesson and that they decided to never sell on Grailed again. So I feel like I kind of I feel like I may have bullied someone into not selling on Grailed, but that totally wasn't the intention. But to make a very, very, very long story short, if you're a buyer, be careful of who you purchase from and buy at your own risk. But there are resources for you. Contact Grailed, contact PayPal. They'll be able to figure it out for you if you cannot figure it out yourself. And if you're a seller, please follow the basic rules of your selling platform, and if there are any complications, communicate. Communication is vital. In anything in life, communication is vital. So, yeah, I have the pants. They're all repaired now. I do very much love them. They are great. What do you guys think? I don't know if it was worth the whole hassle of the situation, but I do love them. What do you guys think of this whole situation? Did I not do enough? Did I do too much? Sound off in the comments down below. If you want to have a conversation, DM me. I'm glad this whole headache is done, and can sweep that under the rug because I don't want to think about it anymore, to be honest with you. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe, do what you do. If you like these kind of story times, let me know. I might actually have a couple of other stories that I'd be able to tell. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you guys. And until the next video, I will see you guys later.